Hi, I'm Kristen Boone, President and CEO at Fund for the Arts. We are proud to partner with the American Printing House for the Blind and hundreds of organizations, businesses, and artists to create more art for more people in more places. Imagine Greater Louisville 2020 is the region's master arts and cultural plan that answers how can we best leverage arts and culture to serve our community. This documentary you are about to see embodies multiple aspects of our 5 chief priorities: arts access, cultivation, education, equity, diversity, inclusion, and promotion. Together we are working to create a more educated, competitive, creative, and compassionate community through arts and culture. Please enjoy.
Art is something that influences everyone. Art opens them up to the world. It allows them to explore, to ask questions, to create, to have a product that they did. You know, they came up with the idea and they brought that idea to life.
The Insights Art Program is a national contest and exhibition for artists who are blind or visually impaired. And it started because there was a student at the Kentucky School for the Blind. His name is Rick Moore, and he is a remarkable artist. He was commissioned to do a piece called Early Braille Delivery. And that piece inspired staff people here at APH to think maybe there are a lot of other students and a lot of other artists across the country who would like to be promoted in a contest.
The Insights Art Competition is a good example of how a student can be recognized for excellence that on a national level that somehow may help to raise a level of expectation for themselves.
Well, I think the organization believes in the education and the abilities of people who are blind and visually impaired. Most people don't think of art as being one of those abilities. So we thought it was a good opportunity to have that outlet for people who might not normally get their art juried.
The concept, of course, was anyone could always enter. And we had people from the United States and a few from Canada over the years, but in more recent years, we've had people from even farther away, like Latvia, for instance, or China. So it has become, we've always said it was an international competition, but it became international in scope.
We've participated in this for years. Art Insights came over the website and I went, we've got to do this. We've got to send in art. We're doing art, why not send things in? And then we had a student who placed, and that was absolutely amazing. This student went, I can place on a national level with art, and he and his family actually went to Louisville, Kentucky and accepted his award.
I remember the first time I did it with kids here. It was pretty basic, and we sent some pieces off, and everybody got a certificate back for participating, and we were thrilled. And now it's gotten to be where the kids every year, when are we going to start our art projects?
Art is very important for these kids. Every one of our kids explore their environments in different ways. And whether that is art through the eyes, art through the touches, art through the smells, through all the senses. So we try to cover all areas and give kids a chance to explore different ways.
Well, since I'm blind and I can't really see with my eyes, I use my hands to feel.
We have had students who have a really hard time with attention span, with various behaviors. However, when they get engaged sometimes with the art medium that they prefer, it totally takes them away and they create things that we would never expect from them.
Just because you couldn't see you could still be an artist, because I've been told that blind people who don't have sight, like me, can do anything they put their mind to. Well, except driving, but.
So on the body's the same way. You have to give it some shape. Kind of like there you feel the top of the cougar's legs, kind of his shoulders, because he's crouching. And then his body kind of swoops downward. His tummy kind of goes lower. His back kind of has a curve in it. And then his hind legs have bigger muscles.
You know, this day and age when schools are frequently put in positions to make the difficult choices as to how to utilize their resources. Frequently arts and art programs are the programs that tend to go by the wayside. We've been very fortunate to keep our art program, and not only keep it, but enhance it.
Just because our students don't have any vision or are visually impaired, that doesn't mean I'm not going to have them draw. I may have to do it hand over hand, but I'm going to give them all the materials to create. And that way they can find what they're best at and what they're inspired by, or, you know, really are interested in.
I love it, and it's awesome. It's clay, it's smooth, it's sticky. I love getting dirty, it's sticky, whatever I need to do. And at the end of the day, it turns out beautiful in the glaze, and then I glaze it, and then it gets even more beautiful. And then you have something for your mom for Valentine's Day, or your mom's birthday, or something beautiful for your best friend or something.
If nothing else, I would love it to just kind of broaden people's perspective that a loss of senses, or a loss of use of your hands, or a loss of the ability to hear doesn't deaden the spirit to art.
Macular started maybe 20 years ago, but I kept it in check. I remembered the doctor saying to me, I don't know what you're doing, but continue to do it, because it was not progressing. And it took years, and then just maybe 5 or 6 years ago on Thanksgiving, I'm making cookies, and then that's when the first eye went dark. You have to get along. I don't worry about it. It is what it is. You can't feel sorry for yourself. You have to keep going.
Blindness can be a very confusing condition. It's full of myth. It's full of misunderstandings. Our job, one of them, is to be able to clarify all of those, to be able to let people know the truth about visual impairment and about accessibility.
I was 20 years old when I became visually impaired. Because I can remember wanting to do this at a very young age, I think it was Captain Kangaroo, and Mr. Green Jeans brought somebody on, but they were on a wheel, and I thought I was going to do that at some time in my life. Actually, when my husband passed, I went and bought a little kit from a local hobby shop, and burned out my heating element in my oven trying to, you know, fire it and things like that. Because I've had my vision before, texture, that's an important piece for me. I love texturing. And I also think about people who are blind and visually impaired being able to touch pieces of mine and knowing it was my work. I thought that was important, not to leave, you know, my folks out.
All too frequently, individuals think that students who are blind or have low vision can't benefit from the arts, can't perform well in the arts, and that hasn't been our experience at all. Our experience has been quite the opposite, that our kids not only enjoy it, choose to be part of it, but frequently excel at it. And as a result of that, we have sent a number of art projects to the American Printing House for the Blind for the art competition, the Insights, and I'm pleased to say that Indiana frequently brings home a lot of first places.
We had one young man, he was chosen as an award winner. I think that probably had some of the biggest impact on me, is because it helped his parents reframe who their son was. And I think, to me, that was so, that was amazing in itself, because their expectations of what he was capable of grew tremendously just through that process.
So this is exhibit. Dusty Murphy, Tactile Emoji.
This is the installation of the Insights Art exhibit for 2017. It'll be nice to see it all pulled together. It's almost like a theater show. You see all these little pieces, and then all of a sudden they all come up all at once. It's really, really astonishing. In 24 hours, there's going to be exhibit walls. There's going to be 90 works of art, sculpture, two-dimensional. There are going to be some interactive art, and it's going to have its large print and braille labels. So I'm really very excited for them to be able to come in and see their work for the first time, to really see the show, which is a culmination of all of everybody's hard work for the past 12 months. So it's really thrilling.
It's just exciting. Everybody is always so encouraging when you go down to Insights. You know, we'll see you next year, and I'm going, they know something I don't know.
I think it's great. I think it's very inspirational. I think, it gives kids a chance to do something that they maybe normally wouldn't be able to do.
I am here because I made a piece called, I made a piece that's a giraffe.
It is one of the shows that allows me to express me.
I'm an artist, and I think it's fun to show what I can do, even though I have a handicap of not being able to see.
Well, honestly, I do believe that it gives us a chance to step outside the house, step outside our boundaries, and feel like we can actually contribute to society.
That depicts the ocean is a twisted cord of metal wires hanging like an ancient garment.
This is just the icing on the cake. I mean, the art is wonderful, but seeing the students here and experiencing this is the best part.
It's really fun for people to see my artwork. My parents think it's cool.
To experience someone else's art and know that they loved what they did, I believe it spills out and you can be touched by it. But I always wondered, could I do this? Could I do that? Always thought about that kind of stuff. But I know that I'm in a place that God wants me, and I'm striving to stay that way so that I can do what He really has for me to do.
The feet that walked the long dusty roads and the hills to the cross, how beautiful, how beautiful, how beautiful, how beautiful, how beautiful.